All right, so one of the things that I want to do is I want to shoot the GX4 carry back to back against the Glock 48. I was going to do my P365 XL and then I forgot to bring it out here, but we at least have the two. So I'm going to do 5 rounds of 124 grain Norma full metal jacket through the GX4, and then same thing through the Glock 48. I did take the O-light off from there, so we'll see how much more comfortable it is. All right, so this isn't going to be quite apples to apples. I have a different light on here. This is the Streamlight TLR7 sub, and it does not have a red dot on there because that had a hollow sun with the ACSS Vulcan. It was a 507K. It is currently on my P365. So this does not have an optic. Eventually, when I'm not broke, I will get another 507K with the ACSS Vulcan to put on here. Okay, so even though I have a different trigger shoe on here, I think it's the Larry Vickers, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I am finding that I'm having a little bit of numbness in the tip of my finger here from the trigger. So I kind of feel like the way it points and the presentation of the Glock 48 I really like, but overall I think the GX4 might be a little bit more comfortable if you're one of those type of people worried about comfort shooting. I mean, if it hurts, you're not going to put rounds through it and get the practice and training that you need. Call me a wuss if you want, but there is something to it when you are considering how comfortable it is to shoot. If it's painful, you're just not going to shoot it. You're not going to get the training you need. So, yeah. All right, so we're going to put another 5 rounds through each of them. We're going to start with the Glock 48 this time. We're still using the 124 grain Norma, but this time we're using one of the PSA 15 round magazines. This has polymer on the front edge here, so you wouldn't have to change out your mag release like you would with the, what is it, the Shield mags. Plus the Shield mags have mixed reviews. I don't know if these have been out long enough. I haven't really looked at any videos on it since, I don't know, last September, and it is now February. I also haven't had a chance to get rounds through it, so we'll see how it does. We got 5 rounds in here. Five rounds, got lock back. Obviously 5 rounds is not enough to tell whether these are reliable or not. Got to put a lot more through it than that. Onto the GX4. All right, got 5 rounds in the GX4. Boy, I really like the looks of this. It feels really good in my hand. I'm just really liking it. All right, you Glock fanboys out there are not gonna like this, but I like the GX4 better. I'm not feeling any numbness. Nothing's biting me or pinching me, except for the O-light, which I fixed that problem. Height-wise, the GX4 is just a little bit longer in the grip. Slide-wise, the Glock 48 is just a little bit longer, maybe an inch longer. And width, they're really close. but 15 rounds, 10 rounds native to the gun. It's also 15 rounds now, but now they're both 15 rounds. So to be completely honest with you, I am not the biggest fan of Glocks. This is only one of 2 Glocks that I own. The other one is a Glock 42. That was the first one that I shot and really enjoyed. And so then I got the Glock 48. The other Glocks, like the Glock 19 and stuff, they just feel like holding a 2x4 in my hand. My hands are not very big, so this just fits my hand better. I don't know, like I'm going around the camera like there's somebody back there. There's nobody behind the camera, so if I were to flag you, it wouldn't matter because there's nobody behind there. So the Glock 48 just fits my hand better. The other Glocks just feel like holding a 2x4 in my hand. So that's why I'm not the biggest fan of Glocks. So I'm only loading 5 rounds at a time. Sun's going down, so I'm trying to get this in, and it's kind of getting cold out here. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna have to be driving out in the dark. So that's why I'm only loading 5 rounds at a time. This is PMC Bronze, 115 grain, and this is jacketed hollow points. And if you're wondering, the optic on here is a Hollow Sun 507K. Still got the PSA mag in the Glock 48 and ran just fine. And the numbness in the tip of my finger is back because there's definitely some slap in there or something. So next up, we are going to shoot it back to back with the little GX4. There are 3 models if you don't know. There's the GX4, which is the original. They have the GX4 XL, which they did it backwards than Glock and SIG. The GX4 XL has the same length grip, but then a longer barrel and slide. And then they have the GX4 Carry. So I really liked the way that this felt in my hand. That's why I got the GX4 Carry. Also, it was fairly inexpensive and it scratched that new gun itch that I had without breaking the bank. I'm a little broke right now going through a career change, but hopefully in about 2 months that will end because I am quadrupling my income. So now we have some more Full Metal Jacket. This is from Two-Way Patriot Sports and it's 124 grain. Starting with the little GX4. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, I know what I'm doing. So that's one thing to note about the GX4 trigger. If you let out the trigger, it feels like it's resetting, but it's not. There's a second click. It's a little weird, but that's what I'm doing. All right, we're gonna have to put some more rounds through the GX4. All right, so this is gonna be the last rounds in the video. I got 5 more of the Two-Way Patriot Sports, and I wanna make sure that I am letting the trigger all the way out so that we don't induce that malfunction again. No issues that time. So that is just a me issue. That's a training issue, not a gun issue, but it's something to note. Be aware of it. So this little guy right here, this is the GX4, and it came in a nice little package with a red dot on it. Came with 2 magazines, an 11 round flush and a 13 round extended. I don't really care for the extension that it comes with, but also comes with a holster. And I think it was like mid-4s when I bought it. It's been a couple of years since I bought it, but I really like it. It feels really good. If my P365 were to have to go back to SIG or anything like that, I would have no fears about carrying this. I would just need to get some more practice with this guy first before I really trusted myself with it. Other than the self-induced malfunctions, it hasn't had any like failure to feed or failure to extract or anything like that. And if you're curious, I mentioned my small hands. I can get most of my pinky on this grip. So that tells you just how small my hands are. All right, well, the sun's going down, it's getting cold, and I got some cleanup to do because I don't like to leave my brass out here because I'm not a slob.